Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Quack Report, the hippest show in Southern California. This is season 4, episode 20, man.
Episode. How high are you right now?
Just gotta draw on the ducks, man. High on them ducks.
You got to draw it out just a little bit more, like just "What's up, everybody?" And then you're perfect with what's his name? Is it Fillmore from Cars? Is like the hippie VW van?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is, but yeah, it's something like that. Fillmore.
Okay, no,
I feel like he's got more of a hippie name than Fillmore.
Oh, it is Fillmore. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I guess that's what I channeled for the hippie stoner voice. But
I'm just laughing at myself that the first thing I went to out of hippie stoners, just in general,
right,
like, you know, the famous ones in history, and I went to a fucking VW van.
An animated VW van.
An animated VW van. I could have gone Cheech and or Chong.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, Willie Nelson. Yeah, there's a few that I could have gone to instead.
Our boy Dallas Eakins.
I mean, sometimes I don't know if it's I don't know if it's the Mary Jane that he's maybe high on, but like, Jesus Christ. Okay, sorry. Really random here. Speaking of high, I saw the most. I feel like I've been seeing some really fucked up kind of like movie trailers for like legit movies that are coming out lately or like soon. Like when I saw, like, why does everything need to be a horror movie now as soon as it hits the public domain? Like we talked about the Winnie the Pooh movie, like horror movie that's going to be coming out, like slasher, and they have one for the Grinch coming out.
No, what?
That like
really?
He's ruined Christmas and now he's coming to fucking kill you. I'm like, why? Why is this needed? Jeez.
Is that actually public domain soon?
I don't know if it's necessarily public domain, but like they're making it. Somebody gave the go ahead for it, something I guess gave the go ahead. Yeah. The one I saw today though, which is apparently based on a true story, actually. Just by listening to the title here that I'm going to say. All right.
Okay.
And I'm not paid to promote these movies or anything. Cocaine Bear.
Okay. That's the name of the movie.
That's the name of the movie.
Cocaine Bear.
Now, what do you think it's about?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Ted.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So yeah, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know though.
It is about it's like a bunch of like cocaine is like ditched off of the back of an airplane and lands throughout the woods, and this bear finds a fucking block of it and digs into it and is just it's a black bear, grizzly bear, whatever, just hopped up on cocaine, going around being a bear, killing people.
Speaking of cocaine,
it's Cujo, but it's a bear and it's not rabies.
It's drugs. Yeah,
it's drugs. Yeah.
Speaking of drugs, I saw an article today that near
don't
us,
do drugs, kids, by the way.
Yeah, no, don't. It's a bad idea. Yeah.
It's a bad move.
Oh God, where is it? I wasn't on my phone that much today, so it should just be like right here. Oh, there it is. 25-year-old man from Calgary. What was it?
He was busted news for us.
He was busted at the Canada-US border with 53 kilograms of cocaine. Yeah, that's a lot.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So he's
53 kilos.
He's having a rough time. Bad day, one might say.
100 for us, 117 pounds.
Wow.
Okay,
well, I mean, kilograms is technically Canadian, so.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
we that's one of the few things that we do. Pounds. We do pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm genuinely curious. How is he trying to smuggle that? Does it say?
It probably does. I didn't really read it like super in
Because
depth, but
I'm like, okay, that is a lot of
uh,
powder. Like, how are
just
you thinking you're getting that through the border?
it just says from a commercial transport truck. So
Oh
I would
yeah, that
imagine he
makes
had
sense.
like a bunch of other like shit in there as well. That
Yeah, like
um,
crates. It's
yeah,
in a shipment of whatever else. So
yeah,
okay, that makes sense. Jesus
but
Christ, though.
yeah. So yeah, it doesn't really go into it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything beyond that. But
Yeah,
so
that is
wild,
wild.
anyways. Yeah.
The stuff that people try to like smuggle across borders and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, luckily that kind of stuff got caught, but at the same time, it just shows that like is like Chinese knockoff jerseys really the worst of our the thing that we have to be looking for at the border? Like,
Yeah. Right.
oh man.
Anyways, we went from just what was supposed to be a passing joke about this episode being season 4, episode 20, to talking about drug trafficking.
Oh, that's where. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I didn't even know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't make the connection.
of how we got to where we did, or why I was like doing a stoner voice.
All of it.
Oh.
I guess that makes sense.
I even said, I was just
Oh
like,
my god.
This is season 4, episode 20, man. But you were just like so sedated by my sultry voice.
Yep. Exactly.
My fake.
I think I was more
stoner
just
voice.
thrown off by it than anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a couple games to talk about here. Both of them losses, but like not the worst possible games to talk about. We've got some guys coming back into the lineup and some other various news. Hey, Ronarchy. See, he got it.
He got it.
Yeah. Well, what was the time on that? Oh, 8:08 or 7:08 for Pacific time. Yeah. Okay. No,
Yeah.
it was
just like a minute ago there. Yeah. Sorry, really quickly before we get into the games, because I said I would do this on Twitter. I did ask if anybody had us on. By the way, happy Spotify Wrapped Day to those who celebrate. Carter, you can get out of here at this point.
Yeah, I'm an Apple Music peasant.
I'm kind of surprised that Apple hasn't hopped on just for like the fun of it to like the idea of something like Wrapped, I guess.
There is actually, they just don't promote it. You have to like go out of your way to find it. Every year I have to Google like how to find like I Google something along the lines of like Spotify Wrapped for Apple Music.
For Apple.
Yeah. And there's like this obscure article from this weird website from like 2019 that explains how to do it, but like it just doesn't pop up.
I love it. Okay.
And then I share it and you just get like shat on for fucking using Apple Music by everyone who's got their nice fancy Spotify Wrapped, and like it's basically just like a white and black PNG if you're on Apple Music. So people
I love
make fun of you.
Just for my curiosity, after I do want to know like what your Wrapped is, I guess, like your stuff. So anyway, I did put out a thing on Twitter asking if anybody else had us, or if anybody had us in their Spotify Wrapped, because it shows play or like podcasts as well, and how much is listened to and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we had our friend Allie said that she did share it, I think, on her Instagram or tagged us in it, but I'm not seeing a tag here at least. So let me just double check that quickly. But our buddy Kevin, though, did show us on Twitter that we were number 2 in his podcasts.
Nice.
So where he said, honestly,
I
surprised you guys are at the top. So
yeah, we were behind what John Boy's podcast, his baseball.
Yeah, we were behind talking baseball by John Boy. So and ahead of
which is all right.
A couple of like the Locked On shows, which are great shows as well, and the Full Send podcast, which I think I've heard of that one before as well. So, but like to be that high up as well, even just on one person's list,
pretty cool.
I love it. Cool. It's pretty fucking cool. So
yeah. So thank you
to everybody who has listened to us. And yeah, if we're on your Spotify Wrapped still and you're listening to this after the fact, still send it to us and we'll just
shout you out on the next one.
Yeah, we'll shout you out on the next one, and our cheeks will just get rosy of just, oh, people actually enjoy listening to us fucks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So shout out to Kevin, and Ali says that she did. I'm just gonna take her word for it that I just can't find it
Yeah.
for some reason.
I would be very surprised if we weren't up there um, on her Spotify Wrapped. So
yeah,
'cause I know
exactly.
she's a very avid listener. So
There,
yeah,
I think it was Jesse from the Steve Dangle podcast was like, hey, like I want to see like who has like the most like minutes listened to us on Spotify or whatever.
oh yeah,
And there's a bunch of people like I feel like it's kind of a similar situation to us as well, right? Where it's kind of divided between like just listening to it or watching on YouTube,
yeah,
right? So like that show, I prefer to like watch it, I guess. So
yeah.
their minutes are lower on my Spotify compared to
Oh yeah.
if it was able to tally it all together, which I'd be interested to know if somebody had something like that. So, but
Yeah,
anyway,
it's probably out there. But yeah, also if you're looking for other things that are involving the Quack Report besides the show, we do have merch. Link down in the description of the show notes, tqrshop.myspreadshop.com or .ca, depending on which side of the border you're on. And if you're not on either side of the border, then you can just pick your favorite one, I guess, because it's the same store. And then also we have a feedback form that leave it open until like, I don't know, Sunday's episode or something like that. And then we'll close it down, gather all the responses and use all the data and all the great comments that we've gotten from everybody so far in that. So thank you very much to everyone who has filled it out. And if you were like, oh, I was going to do that, then you got a few more days to do it.
Get on it. Time's running out.
Yeah. And if you're just listening to this and you're like, whoa, how are people commenting on this? What's going on? We stream on YouTube and on Twitch every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. And unless there's a Ducks game on, then we do it afterwards, after the game. But generally, in a normal week, 7 p.m. Pacific time on those two platforms at Quack Report Pod. And you can watch us live and you can engage with us and comment and all that fun stuff. I think that's it.
I was going to say really quickly as well, even though Black Friday and all that has passed, our site is offering, let me take a look until when.
The merch store you're talking.
Yeah, our merch store until Sunday night at, what would that be? 10 p.m. Sunday night at 10 p.m. Our merch store is offering still 15% off and free shipping.
Pretty good.
Free standard shipping. So that's some pretty good savings there too. So if you did miss out on Black Friday, don't worry. Some deals are still there for you. And that is site-wide.
Perfect. Good stuff. Okay, let's get into these couple games. So first one happened Sunday evening. 5-4 loss to the Seattle Kraken. This was a weird one. I mean, like it wasn't the best game, but there was highlights, like good things that happened. But like, I feel like they kind of got. I don't want, like, what's the word? Like, not like misused, but like
short end of the stick, kind of.
Yeah. Like if we could have done this in the next game that we'll talk about, the Predators game, like this would have been a blowout probably. But like we stepped up in some areas, but then like lacked in others. So then it just balanced out to like our usual average game, which usually results in a loss because our average is below league average. So if that makes sense, I don't know. So, and I guess this first stat you have kind of shows that with the deserve to win meter, 55.6% in favor of Anaheim. Like did a lot of good things, but like could have kind of went either way. Not quite enough for it to be pretty much a guaranteed win, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The expected goals for this game was in Anaheim's favor, actually 3.16 to 2.48.
Okay.
Yeah, just some kind of roughness all around, I guess, right? Considering that Anaheim gave up an extra goal compared to Seattle gave up like another 2.5, technically, so like 3 goals, 2 goals, depending on which way you want to round it. More than, or sorry, Anaheim allowed 2.5, like 2-3 goals, depending on how you want to look at it. And Seattle let in an extra one as well. So early goals, though, that's the main, I guess, the main negative to take away from this game.
Yeah. And I mean, it kind of was the difference, right? With it being a 1-goal game.
Yeah, so yeah,
In a
Jared
way.
McCann just
Yeah.
had 30 seconds in there. It was clearly a set play by Seattle though, so I mean, great execution there. It's not just kind
Mhm.
of a your typical just during the course of a play that's been going on for a bit, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, clear set play. But yeah, just the early goals against just kind of starting to just costing us again here a little
They're
bit in
adding
this
up.
game.
Yeah. Yeah, for
So,
sure. Um, yeah, and I
however,
mean,
though, I think that's I guess there's one more thing I have, but we'll talk about it near the end. I got
yeah.
a lot more positives on this game, though, I guess.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead. Yeah.
we went 3 for 4 on the power play. Who the fuck dressed for the Anaheim Ducks that night? That doesn't happen. We
Yeah,
don't ever
right?
see that.
Yeah,
What?
fuck. Was this like Tampa Bay? Did Tampa Bay come over and be like, "Oh, we're just going to play as the Anaheim Ducks just to mess with
Right?
Seattle?"
Like if now, mind you, like 3 for 4, like that is pretty high for even like a one game thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like the conversion rate on that. But like, man, if you got close to that, even like 2 for 4 kind of thing, like run 50% on the power play, or fuck, even 1 for 4. How about that?
1 for
You're
4 is still above average. Like,
you run like 1 for 4 every game, every second game. Let's go like that.
yeah.
Dude, the wins pile up there alone, I think.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Or it's at least a lot like you have a lot better of a chance even. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you look at this game from that perspective though, Seattle's penalty kill, yeah, it looked like ours kind of in that game also.
Mhm.
Our penalty kill, by the way, going 1 for 2. But just like it the power play is the reason that this game was so close, I
Yeah.
guess,
Oh,
really.
for sure. And I
Right?
mean,
Because like the guys weren't able to score 5-on-5 again, right? There was the
mhm.
one goal for. That was it. So that's
Yeah.
a little bit of that's still a tricky spot there.
Mhm.
It's not an overnight fix, obviously. It hasn't been a fix for over 20 games at this point.
Mhm.
But there is some more around that we can talk about a bit later as well with Pat Verbeek giving some comments a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually want to pull up some more NHL stats here because now that I'm thinking about it, we there's only been like 3 or 4 games where I think this was our third game where we've got multiple goals on the power play all
Mhm.
season long. And then there was like one game where we had one or something like that. Or no, how does it? I don't remember. How does it work? Anyways, our power play's been dog shit. We know that.
Yeah.
The games that we have scored on the power play have been really good, and 2 of them have been against Seattle. The very first one
Oof,
that we
okay.
won, where we went
I don't like
2
that
for whatever.
idea.
Yeah, and then this one where we went 3 for 4. So I don't think Seattle's penalty kill is awful either. Like if we
It just
like we're
happens
oh
to be
never mind.
against
It's
us.
no, it's bad. They're
Oh,
30th
okay.
in the league, 68.6,
Oh,
which is
ouch.
still
Okay.
better than us at 66.3, but they don't have a great penalty kill. But I think also our power play just like really thrives off of their penalty kill.
I'm sorry. Their
You know,
penalty kill is 30. You said 31st
30th.
or 30th in the league, and they're sitting second in the Pacific still.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
They
Let's
must
look at
not
this.
get how often do they get penalized? Because
I'll pull that up here.
like that just seems very odd. Which, by the way, now as of Wednesday night, the Seattle Kraken are on a 6-game winning streak. Jesus Christ,
Yeah. Jeez.
8-1-1 in their last 10.
They have been shorthanded 70 times this season, which is 25th. So yeah, not a whole lot.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
okay, sorry. Just speaking of which, where is Anaheim on that list?
Of times shorthanded.
Yeah.
I just had it here. I feel like they're kind of average. Oh no.
Yeah, we're a lot more, I'm pretty sure.
8th with 83. And for comparison, Dallas is first with 90 times shorthanded.
Oof.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of this the other way. Yeah. So yeah, we've taken a lot of penalties. Yes, 83.
Yeah.
What I was thinking of like times that or like penalties drawn. I don't know why I was thinking that way because that's like
Yeah.
the exact opposite. But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it's that's not great. But so yeah, this game for the power play is kind of one of those
Anomalies almost.
anomalies in a way because we're playing a really bad penalty kill. So
Yeah.
and then the other team that's also really bad this year is Vancouver. And I think that's who we got some of our other goals against.
Yeah, we got a couple. They definitely got some though.
Against the Canucks.
Yeah.
Do you have those stats? I'm trying to find.
Not offhand. I just remember that was
okay.
the second of the back-to-back hat tricks against.
Yeah,
Was that night. So
fuck. Why is this so hard to find? Just give me the just give me the game from the NHL website. Please and thank you. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it was Kevin BX in it. That's right. Loading. How's everybody's day?
it's been all right.
Team stats. Here we go. Yeah, we were 2 for 3 on the power play that night. And they were also 2 for 3. And then if we look at our power play stats, I think that might account for literally all of our power play goals this season. We have 10 power play goals. And then we get 3, 2, and 2. So that's 7. Oh, so there's another 3 out there somewhere. Yeah. Which we don't, I mean, unless you're curious, Nate.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm always curious. Come on, man.
Okay. Yeah, let's find out. Which games have we scored on the power play and how bad are those teams' penalty kills? That's what we need to know.
I mean, we don't have to go through. Let's go through like the last week. How about that?
The last week?
Sure.
Well, we've scored 2 or 3 power play goals in the last week, probably. All of them in the same game. The amount of games we have scored a power play goal in is not that many.
Yeah, fair enough.
St. Louis was. Oh wait. Yes, St. Louis was another one. Where's St. Louis's penalty kill? They are. Keep scrolling. 29th. Oh, frick. That's hilarious. And then we have scored a power play goal against Detroit. Where are they? 11th. Okay. And then actually, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay. So 9 of the 10 power play goals that we have scored this season have been against the worst penalty kills in the league, aside from us. But if we could score a power play goal against ourselves, I'm sure that we would have many by now. Literally, St. Louis, Seattle, Vancouver are 29, 30, and 31. Ducks are 32. And 9 of our 10 power play goals are against them. The one against Detroit must have been an anomaly. Like just
I'm trying to remember now if that Silverberg goal against who were we playing, San Jose. I'm trying to remember if we were on the penalty kill or not for that. I don't think so because
well, if we were on the penalty kill, it'd be a shorthanded goal.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But I guess that's that because we're scoring against ourselves. Does that also work as a power? No. Actually, no. Dad,
we would have to be on the power play and score a goal against.
Yeah,
ourselves.
never mind. I'm getting that mixed up.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, that's where we're at. So like every time we're like, oh, the power play, maybe it's finally clicking. Nope, we're just playing a bad penalty kill. Who else? Or when's the next time that we can expect to see a power play?
You said Dallas was one of the worst ones?
No, they were
one of the most penalized.
the most penalized. Yeah, they actually have a really good penalty kill. They're third.
Yeah, Dallas, Minnesota, and Winnipeg are this road trip, at least.
Yeah, they're all really good penalty kills.
So
3, 6, and 7.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
So if we score another power play goal on this road trip, then we can celebrate. That'll be sick. Even San Jose is first in the league. Oh, right. We talked about this last time. Never mind. It's coming back to me now.
The Ronarchy here. Dallas is one of the worst ones. Eakins, that is.
Nice. Got him.
Carolina, how's theirs looking right now? I'm just looking at like the next like week and a half kind of thing.
Oh god, I've got too many tabs. Average 80%, 15th in the league.
So yeah, basically not happening for a little bit here.
I think the next one would be end of January against Buffalo. Actually, your birthday against Buffalo. Yeah, power play goal for your birthday. That's awesome. That's what the Anaheim Ducks are getting. Yeah,
I love it. Zegras or Terry, please. Thank you.
That would be nice. Or McTavish, maybe.
Or McTavish. I would take a McTavish goal. Speaking of which, to get back to this game,
nice.
A McTavish goal from Zegras. Chef's kiss.
Oh,
that was great. Love to see it. Love to see it.
That is the future.
And skipping it, just a quick skip ahead. You know how you get rewarded for scoring a goal like that? Getting put back on the fourth fucking line. Fuck. Anyways, moving on past that for a moment here. I guess to stick with
the positives.
Stick with the positives. Stick with the positives. Fowler Kulikov looked very good this game, actually.
Which usually when you talk about this pairing, you have bad things to say.
Yeah. So that's why I bring it up, because they looked extremely good. And again, like sometimes just guys play better against certain teams or not as good against certain teams. And like, there's not really a like rhyme or reason kind of as to why. But yeah, this pairing had, they played awesome. 15:01 time on ice for 5-on-5 play together, and expected goals against of 0.163, which is extremely low considering the time on ice that they had.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's really good.
Yeah, it was very good in that game. So, and it was definitely noticeable as well. From like the bit that I was able to see. You did watch this game. Like, was it like, did it seem noticeable on the ice as well? That like,
I'm trying to remember if this was the game that Kulikov took the puck. I think it was a puck to the face.
Oh,
was that this game?
I'm not sure.
You don't remember? I tried to look it up quickly because I remember he just went beast mode in that game. After he had gotten hit in the face, like he went for repairs and then came back and then was just like unreal. And I feel like it was this game.
The poor guy, if it was this game, the poor guy didn't even get it registered as a block shot.
Yeah, because I think it might have been going wide, but
poor dude.
or it was like a rogue friendly fire puck to the face. Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So if someone in the chat remembers if that was the game, then that would be much appreciated. But yeah, no, I think it was noticeable. Like I remember thinking, at least in recent memory, that Kulikov's been looking pretty solid lately. So and so has Fowler. Like he's been rewarded with big minutes, or not rewarded. He's been given big minutes and done well with them. So yeah, I'm not surprised that this pairing was as good as the numbers say. So
yeah, Cam Fowler led the team in time on ice, which that makes sense at 25:53, which seems to be the standard for him lately. Kulikov, understandably as well, considering this game, not far behind at 21 minutes. A second behind him, Simon Benoit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Behind Kulikov.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then for defensemen, then it goes down to Colton White at just shy of 18 minutes. Kevin Shattenkirk at just over 17, and we'll talk about him in a second here. And then Nathan Beaulieu with 12:10. So a little bit of a drop there.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, that pairing at least definitely looked pretty good. Now
Yeah.
let's go back really quickly to wrap up this game, unless you have anything else otherwise after.
No, yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah, I don't have anything to add. So
So yeah, I think overall, like, this was a tight game, tighter than I think both sides maybe thought it might be, even. Um, Decent comeback by the Ducks as well, right? It was good, like, back and forth once they got there. They just couldn't get ahead.
mhm.
Kevin fucking Shattenkirk. Again, though. It every game it's something with him,
Yeah,
right? It's either a botched play, a near botched play that just really stands out. Um, it's what the fuck are you doing, or do you know how to play defense? And tonight it's or I guess for this game it's destroy destroy your goaltender night, apparently.
mhm.
Little bit of a not even much of a battle in front of the net, and Shattenkirk loses his footing and falls very awkwardly on Gibson. And I mean awkward is in like the way that Gibson's leg twisted
Yeah.
when Shattenkirk fell on him. Like, I watched that and I was like, oh, yep, I could see a couple different things that could have been. And Gibson had to
Mhm.
leave that game. Fortunately, he came back for the next one here against Nashville.
Yeah. And I mean the
Now,
way he was moving too, it looked more of just like oh, this is uncomfortable. Like I'm just gonna
just kind of
not
tweaked
risk it
it.
and just
Yeah.
let's put
So
Stellars in kind of thing.
So I am hoping that he is like legitimately 100% healthy kind of thing, and that either he and or the coaching staff is not trying to push through it a little bit,
I think
right?
he's
Like
maybe
with how this season is, just don't risk it whatsoever. So like
yeah.
that's my hope on it.
Yeah.
So
The
I mean,
with
he seemed
him
to play
kind of
fine the next game, but
with him just like he almost like kind of pulled himself from the game like yeah, I'm done. Like
which is good.
I'm not doing this. So like to me that kind of says like oh, I have just personally kind of realized that I
Something's not right here.
yeah, or just like in general like if something doesn't feel right, like I'm not going to just try and play through it because every time he's tried to do that in the past, it just makes it worse and then he's out long term. So I
Yeah.
feel like now he's just like, okay, something's not right. I need to not aggravate it any further. And then if I can just take some rest, then maybe I'll be fine
Yeah.
by the next game. And in this case, seemed to be good. Like you said, he looked great against Nashville, which we'll get to in just a second. But also, I think part of it is like, okay, we've seen what Stellars can do, especially in relief. Like he almost
Yeah.
seems to be better in relief of John Gibson than when he actually gets a start
There's
in a way.
Yeah, let's how do I describe this? A a legitimate backup goalie almost trains to be a backup goalie.
Yeah.
As in sure, is it great to kind of have the like from a goaltending perspective, is it nice to have kind of like the mental preparation, I guess, for starting a game? Absolutely, it's great. But at the same time, to be a legitimate backup goalie, you are is a different type of mental preparation, and you have to keep that the entire time you're sitting on the bench, right?
You're essentially preparing to not be prepared. So when
Yeah,
you are prepared, then it's weird.
yeah,
You're not
exactly.
prepared to be prepared, but you're prepared to be not prepared.
Yeah, and I kind of had
Got
both,
it.
at least in junior, where like I started junior more as the backup because there was the older guy ahead of me, right? So
Yeah.
and really it was once that goaltender just wasn't able to stick around as much on the team just due to like outside commitments. Like that's kind of how I got it in earlier, I guess, with how I did.
Yeah.
Um, but even then too, like once I was the starter and you would, give the younger kid some games here and there. I remember we had one that um the younger guy had done something in like the first period and just wasn't really sure how he felt about it. And he did tell me like right at the start of the intermission, he's like, "Hey, I'm not like feeling 100% right now," kind of thing.
Mhm.
I said, "Okay, like that's totally fine. Just like let the coach know as well, right?
Mhm.
He apparently did not let the coach know. We're all kind of like we go out for the next period. And we're like all kind of waiting around, and then he comes around the corner to the bench and he goes, "Yeah, I can't go in this period." Like as everybody is out here waiting for him, basically. And he's just like, "Yeah, I'm not ready." And I'm just like, "Oh shit." Okay, so like I hop off and my coach is like, "What the hell's going on?"
Mhm.
And as he sees me like throwing on my stuff, and I run out and which also was fantastic. I put on a great show for everybody. I'm trying to still like put on my gloves as I'm running down to the other end of the floor. This is lacrosse, by the way. Yeah, I'm running down to the other end of the floor, and I I lost the grip on one of the gloves as I was trying to put it on, and it was falling to the ground, and I tried to just like kick it ahead of myself,
Mhm.
and my leg pads got caught up, and I just face planted right at center, or like
Of
just
course
past,
you did.
or like just
Uh,
past center, like right in front of the visiting bench. And I remember like that was a really busy game for us as well, like big turnout. And it's like everyone starts like laughing and cheering, and you know me, I'm
mm,
gonna play into it. So I
mm.
stand up and give everybody a bow, and then I run back to the crease. So,
That's good.
but like even like that just kind of, but yeah, like you don't have the time. Long story just to get to, you don't even have the time to get worried about it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It's just instantaneous. Just you're there. You're kind of ready to go. Just okay, we need you now. Oh, okay, and you're just it's it's just jumping in right away kind of thing. You
Mhm.
don't really get
Yeah.
much of a chance to think about it. So which just leads me to like the guy that are like the emergency backups who are not
Oh,
the
yeah.
NHL caliber guys whatsoever as well, right? Um, all the more power to them, or all the more praise to them as well, that like they're getting into NHL games, probably still shitting themselves. Don't get me wrong,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you also don't have a whole lot of time to think about it because it's just hey, you have to go in there now. So
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think to tie that back to what we were talking about, because I don't remember if I actually made my point, if I just like started talking about how Stellaris is better in relief, and then we got off on a tangent. But I think that leads to Gibson maybe being comfortable with like pulling himself if he's not feeling
yeah,
100%, is that he knows that Stellaris can go in and put on a decent performance, and then still give the team a chance to win. Like it
yeah,
doesn't feel like it's
exactly.
all on Gibson at this point. So um, yeah, let's I guess move on to the game against the Preds, which was Tuesday. A rare Ducks overtime loss in this 2-1 game here. Oh
Was
god, sorry, I
unfortunate.
have the got the burp hiccup things going on. I'm sorry for everyone that's listening to this. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's okay. At least it's not the farts like Kevin, who is popping, not pooping in on his break again. So,
Nice.
Kevin, we did shout you out earlier for your Spotify Wrapped. So second on the list, we appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah,
again.
thank you, and good to see you as well. Um, yeah, so advanced stats
Thanks for
for
pooping in.
this game. Well, yeah, thanks for pooping. A little bit less in favor, well, not in favor of the Ducks, this one. 68.8% in favor of Nashville. I mean, you just look at the third period and maybe that's flipped the other way, but
Yeah,
for a game as a whole, I'm not surprised about this one. And then expected goals, 3.99 for Nashville, 2.69 for Anaheim. So again, still fairly close, I guess.
yeah, kind of. I guess like a 1 goal spread,
Yeah,
you could say. So
which that's what this was. But I mean, of course, the goalies were fantastic when they're Saros and Gibson. Like what? Oh no, Stellaris played. No, it was Gibson. Never
yeah,
mind.
no, it was
Yeah.
Gibson for that game. Which I am trying to pull up as well, like the stats for both goaltenders there quickly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
Gibson played awesome in this game, and it's a disappoint. It's more disappointing that we lost because it was a good Gibson game, right?
yeah, and
Which
usually when that happens, we win. But
yeah, or it's
it was unfortunately
or
also a
or,
good
or it's or
Saros
it's
game.
a
So
or it's a heartbreaking loss, kind of like this was, right?
yeah.
Yeah, Gibson throwing up a 951 save percentage, and a 1.99 goal save above expected. Like that was a phenomenal game from him there. In terms of the Predators, yeah, Saros with a 971 save percentage in this game. And let me double check his expected here. Yeah, 1.69 goals save above expected. So, yeah, both goalies played awesome in this game. As a shorter guy, I love watching UC Saros play because like he's not even really a short guy. He's still like 5'11", 6 foot kind of range, but like
but compared to other goalies,
he's short for an NHL goalie. So
especially as like a European goalie, because like the European goalies seem to be even bigger. Like they're like 6'7", 6'8", like 220, and
especially because he's Finnish, is he not?
Yeah.
And normally the Finns especially are just, which also
just monsters. Yeah.
Nashville having just like back-to-back like staples in net for however many years coming, right? Like go from the awesome Finnish goaltender in Pekka Rinne to, oh, hey, we got another awesome Finnish goaltender just ready to go in UC Saros.
Yeah, right. Like, the Ronarchy here says, so much fight from everyone against the Preds, including Gibby and Terry. Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah,
like we were in it for a long time, like the whole game.
So to jump around a little bit, Terry's goal that he had purely was a Terry-driven play.
Oh yeah,
100%. Right, just the way that he was able to just drive towards the net, right, and was still given that space as well. Every now and then, you'll see like I find it more, especially with like the Terry goals, is that it's not even that he necessarily makes space for himself. It's that, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't even be saying this, that other teams give him the space. And I'm kind of surprised that those teams haven't learned to not do that yet.
I think that he wouldn't have that space if he didn't play on a line with Zegras, because you have to pick one of them to not give space.
Okay, fair enough.
And the other one is always going to be given, or is always going to then have space. And I think like this is not a slight against Terry at all, but we've seen what Zegras can do with space.
Yeah,
like,
no, that is very true.
Like he's got like basically a 99% success rate of scoring a goal if he's given space, whereas Terry has like a 90%. So like still very high, but Zegras is just like not even light years, but just like absolutely insane. He's just so good if you give him space. So I feel like that's just the guy that they pick, and they're like, we're just going to cover this guy and hope that you know that our goalie can stop Terry. So
yeah,
I that's what I imagine, anyways.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Sorry to go back really quickly. Yeah, UC Saros, 5'11", 180.
Okay, yeah, which is small, which is very small for a goalie. So, yeah, you had a note here about it not being super packed in Bridgestone Arena there in Nashville as well.
It's a very random comment, I guess, by me. And it's not, I guess, like uncommon for teams that maybe aren't doing well, I guess, but like, have I just been missing out that the Preds haven't been doing like really that great? That like, I mean, it's a Tuesday night versus Anaheim.
Yeah,
not a big ticket game, I guess. At least not now. It definitely used to be in like the 2000s kind of thing.
Yeah,
but that arena was like, I'm not gonna say like it was really empty or that sort of thing. I was just surprised at how empty it was compared to like just like the last couple of years, even, right? And like I said, like it's a Tuesday night against Anaheim, but at the same time, though, with the support that team has had over the last while, and like they aren't doing.
They are
awful.
They're fourth in the wild card, 10-9-2 record in 21 games. So like they're above 500. And I mean, most of this is just like a slow start from what I remember.
Yeah.
For them.
Yeah, they are.
But I wonder if, yes, Tuesday night is a factor. But I think also maybe because there was those couple home games that were postponed because of the water main breaks. If some people were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just like Like if you
Okay,
were from
yeah,
out
no,
of
that's fair.
town, I'll just cancel, or like, I don't want to like drive to the arena, or like make plans to drive to the arena and then find out that it's postponed, or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
okay,
know.
yeah,
I don't know how
no,
big
like
Nashville is, but I would imagine it's a
something.
process to get down to the arena. Like you have to leave at 3 for like a 6 o'clock game type of thing.
Yeah, okay,
So
so if just that kind of idea in mind. So yeah, that was just more something that I had noticed. I'm just like, man, it seems to be kind of
yeah,
like empty
it
compared to what we've
yeah,
seen over the last while, at least.
it is for sure different. Like for them, yeah.
I do want to see actually if or I forget what the Twitter account is, but they'll normally have like the attendance
Oh yeah.
numbers. Um,
If not, the NHL website has them. So
NHL Watch, NHL Watcher that has it. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. Okay.
here I've
Oh,
got
here
it
we go.
here.
NHL news. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Um,
17,159. I don't know.
okay.
How big the arena is, though.
Okay, we're looking for the 29th. Okay, where did that go? Come on. Where are those numbers? I saw those numbers.
And then
Apparently those
capacity is
numbers aren't up.
19,891.
Okay.
So, yeah. So yeah, only like 2,000 empty seats apparently, but I mean, season tickets.
It seemed like a lot more, at least.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like if that includes season tickets, like, and it's a Tuesday game, like odds are most people are going to try and get rid of those tickets, or just say fuck it and not go to that one. So yeah. Before we get to, I'm going to jump around a little bit. Zegras, Henrique, Terry. I mean, we know that line is fantastic, but a 1.219 expected goals for and 20 shot attempts from that top line. I know that
that line was going again.
Yeah, I'm always one to talk about, let's spread the wealth a little bit. We got to have depth. We got to spread out the scoring a little bit. But like,
that's when you keep together.
It's hard to argue with results like that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so
sometimes it is good to just have one dominant line like this and then just hope that the other ones don't bleed chances.
Yeah, mind you, it has been a little. It honestly does depend on the game for that line.
Oh,
like if we go back to the Seattle one, if I remember correctly, it wasn't doing super hot. Yeah, so Henrique-Zegras Terry line, 5-on-5 against Seattle, 11:53 of time on ice, and the expected goals for was 0.186. So it's for if a team is able to shut that line down, we're gonna have a rough time for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, though, the Seattle game, Grant Strome-Vatrano just decided to go off with the possible production there. They had a goal in their 9 minutes, and their expected was 0.63. All right,
not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it's. I don't know. Maybe I need to dig into it a little bit more. But like that, that Zegras Terry line, or with Henrique there, it's either like super going or it's just not. So luckily, it seems like though that it's been going more than it hasn't. So
yeah, which is fair. Also, in the spirit of this being season 4, episode 20, the 420 episode, can we dub this line the THZ line?
I like
THC.
Yep, yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, I think it's a good name because, man, am I high on this line.
You're just in for a good time with this line.
That's good. Let's get that going, the THC line.
But okay, so the last thing I had here was just, the last play of the game. That was a I can't even sugarcoat it. That was a fucking horrendous giveaway by Zegras there. I don't know who he was trying to pass to or who he thought was there, but dude just like launched it into his own corner, got picked up, and like nobody was fucking ready for it.
Yeah. I mean, he at least
Gibson like almost got a piece of it, but
Yeah, and
almost
Zegras
almost
sold out
almost
too.
only
Like
counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So
yeah,
like
like Zegras really did try to make up for that. Like he was like, "Oh, I screwed up," and he sold out to try and block
yeah,
that and stuff. But
but
like, yeah,
it
it's
was
just
too late at that point.
yeah.
So
So at least he didn't just give up. But yeah, it's I don't know if he thought like Colton White was still in the corner, like didn't see him going for the
yeah,
change,
I'm
or if he
not
was trying
sure.
to hit Gibson with it so that he could make a play, like little give and go because he knew the other guys were changing. Like I really don't know,
Yeah.
but it's obviously an outlier for Zegras, and like it's it's just
Yeah,
one of those
which
things that it's like he's never going to do that again. You know
yeah,
that for a fact.
yeah,
Um,
hopefully. So
but it's yeah, it's just weird. Like I want to know what his thought process was, and maybe it was just like, oh, I'm gonna go for a change, like dump and chase, just send it into the corner, and then he was like, wait, why the fuck did it? Like I don't
sent it
know.
into my own corner. Shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's just
but
weird. You can't blame him. Like I mean, we are blaming him for it because like it cost us the game, but
yeah,
also like it's what are you gonna do? Like it's gonna
yeah.
happen.
And I
It's better than
know
just lining up and like fucking slap shotting, like just
yeah,
firing it past your own goaltender.
you didn't pull
So
the Silverberg at least.
yeah, exactly.
um and now okay, now I know the internet can definitely be a little over exaggerated at times, but the reaction I was seeing as well from Ducks fans, like I don't know, like I don't really call Ducks fans out too often, but like yes, did that play cost the game? That was a close game throughout it. Yeah, sure. But like let's calm down a little bit here, Ducks fans, okay? It's you that type of reaction maybe makes sense for a guy like a Kevin Shattenkirk or a Klingberg with like a pile up of stuff and then that just being like another thing added, right?
Yeah,
Like let's just let's calm it down a second here. I understand that we're riled up because hey, we were in overtime and that sort of thing. Like we still had a chance, and yes, and again, like that did give up the game. I'm not like there's a reason we're even talking about it here, right? Because
yeah.
it gave up the game, like
Mm.
it cost the game. But like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit here on the heights that we're getting to. I
Yeah,
guess. All right,
and
pump the brakes a little bit here,
yeah,
please.
and also
And that's coming
this,
from me. That's
yeah,
coming from me.
yeah. If um, well, this isn't going to happen. The Ducks are not in a position to make the playoffs. And let's just imagine. Let's close our eyes for a second and let's just say that the Ducks come oh so close to squeaking into the playoffs, into that last wild card spot or the third spot in the division, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they're out of it by 1 point. This is not the game that you can blame the Ducks miss. Yeah, honestly, you can't even pick one game to say, oh, if the Ducks would have won this game, if not for this specific play, the Ducks would be in a playoff spot, and then who knows what would happen. Like, no. Like you can pick countless other games to say this is why the Ducks didn't make the playoffs. It's not because Zegras just gave a free point and cost us the single point in this game against the Predators. That is not going to be the reason we missed the playoffs this year.
No, yeah, you could throw it like one more back even to Kevin Shattenkirk falling on John Gibson's knee and costing the game, right? So
yeah, exactly.
Like,
You could say, oh, maybe if our power play scored in at least one of these games where it didn't score, then we win this game, and then
yeah. What is this game?
Like,
2023 the season? Do I have that right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm kind of spitballing numbers at this point here.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, okay. That just means there's 22 previous games. I guess okay, subtract the 6 that we've won. So there's 16 other games that you can look at though for a reason as to why we didn't get a point. So
yeah, exactly. Yes, it was bad. Let's not run Zegras out of town for it.
Yeah.
Long story short.
Yeah, the last point that I had here was after the game. Just a couple things I had noticed. So yeah, Troy Terry there with Ali Lozoff interview after the game last night on it's apparently Bally Sports. I've been saying it wrong the entire time. I thought it was
saying Bally.
I've been saying Bally. Yeah. So my apologies.
Like Bollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Bally. Yeah.
But just what I noticed off the hop, and I feel like the media is definitely feeling it as well. That's not just us, at least, because I know we've definitely been feeling it with like the negatives around this team, especially as of late.
Mhm.
Mind you, we've been adding to that pile too. So, but Lozov had started with like, it was like, tell me the positives. Tell me about Gibson. Tell me about your play. Tell me about the team's battle. Like, really, like stressed to Terry, like, give me the positives about this game. So that was
Yeah.
just something I had noticed there.
Which is good.
Yeah,
That somebody's doing it.
especially considering like we've talked about over the last couple of episodes, at like the last few post game interviews where like guys are like clearly like upset with how things are going. Terry did have some great comments though, but it did come around to, of course, like what's been going on with the team. And Terry did say, quote, right now as a team, and it starts with myself, just trying not to get frustrated. So, and he does continue to say that he feels that they're doing the right things, but that things just aren't going their way, which I can definitely agree with to a point for sure.
Yeah.
There are some things that we know still needs to be changed. If you want to know what those are, there's 19 previous episodes of this show for this season alone that you could go and listen to.
Yeah.
But the things aren't going their way aspect, I can definitely see, especially when it comes to power plays and penalty kill, right? Like just the situations that put them in those special team spots, I guess we'll say, right? Yeah. So like with the amount of calls that we've had against, and I know it's the whole thing of like the NHL is rigged against you kind of thing, right? But like the amount of calls that we've had against us this season that are otherwise no calls kind of thing, right? Like those stick out to me. The challenges that lead to like that should be going our way that lead to instead no, that's actually not right. And now you're gonna sit somebody for 2 minutes for delay a game, right? Like like those are definitely those are the things that right away are the like things that don't go our way kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. This is one thing I appreciate about Ali as well, is like her post game interviews, or even like intermission interviews are like, I don't want it to sound like I think they're formulaic, even though they kind of are, but like it's the questions are always different. But she always starts with like, let's talk about this like one good play that happened, or like this whether it's a play that say Terry would have made, or like, oh, let's talk about John Gibson, or how about that sweet passing play between Zegras and McTavish? Like she'll find something to ask the players about that's a positive, and then she'll be like, okay, this obviously it hasn't been going the way you wanted it to, or like you got scored on 15 times this period, like let's talk about that. And then afterwards it's like, okay, now moving forward, like into the next period or into the next game, like how are you going to prepare, like kind of thing. So it's always like positive, then the negative in the middle, and then it's like something positive, or like a good positive outlook to the future for the end. So I always think that is really good, because there's a lot of other teams, Edmonton, Toronto, a lot of the Canadian ones, or even some of the bigger American markets, like the media is just like, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked, this sucked. What are you gonna like? Why is this still happening? Like it's just very negative from the media. But with Ali, at least it's good with both sides. So
yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, unless you're in Philadelphia, then John Tortorella just gives you all the negatives right off the hop anyway, and just says, "All right, fuck you. I'll see you later."
Yeah, exactly.
I was watching was it last night? I was watching like the weird NHL for the week, and I think I maybe got to the one that was like 2 weeks ago, but it was John Tortorella like with the headset, like just in between, like during like the TV timeout kind of thing, and they're like, oh, like what do you kind of seeing? And he's just like, we suck. We can't break out a pass to save our lives right now.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to? No, just that we suck. All right. Thanks. The thing aside and goes back. When he's on the bench and the focal point of a media scrum, I guess that's when I like John Tortorella.
Yeah. There you go.
So after seeing him on a broadcast thing, I'm like, I much prefer you behind a bench towards.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a little bit of news to get to, some upcoming games, Gulls update, and what's quacking as well. But before we do that, we will have a quick message from our friends over at DraftKings. Use promo code THPN at sign up for exclusive offers, and we will see you guys in just a little bit. Damn it. Hockey fans, light the lamp this winter with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. New customers can bet just $5 pre-game money line on any NHL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. If that wasn't enough excitement, you can turn small bets into bigger payouts with same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets like which team will win, how many goals will be scored, and more for your shot at an even bigger payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code THPN, bet $5 on any NHL team to win their game, and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. If anyone's wondering what happened, I did the thing where you go to like dramatically click a mouse and then your like hand hits it and moves it before you click. And then I clicked off of the ad. So
it was a nice fade though.
It was. I have no idea how that happened. And then it faded back back out of it too.
It's a very nice fade.
Very, very cool. Yeah, indeed. Okay. Oh boy, we have comments. I didn't even see this. From the Runarchy. A question for the end of the episode. Okay.
Yeah, or we can talk about it now. Doesn't matter. I did read ahead of it, so.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
If you want to leave it for the end, we can totally do that. We can leave it as the what's quacking. Otherwise, I got something.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll leave it for the end, especially because
sounds good.
He did say he's taken the Runarchy. He said he's taken off at the end or right away here, so he'll listen to the rest later. So we got to make sure he listens to the whole thing.
Fair enough.
Even though I know he's going to anyway, or at least most of it. So, okay. Yeah. First bit of Jesus. for Christmas, I'm getting puberty, apparently. First bit of news. I mean, first bit of news. Urho Vakanainen returns to the lineup versus Nashville for his first game of the season since being stretchered off in a preseason game. And we still don't know exactly what happened, but he's back. That's all that matters. He looked fine. Played 14:52, one shot on goal, 2 blocks. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
yeah,
it's another defenseman back to be able to actually play for us. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely nice to see Vakanainen back in the lineup there. Yeah, very short conditioning stint though with San Diego, just one game, and then hey, we're gonna throw you back in.
Yeah. What did he put up like 5 points and a hat trick to in San Diego?
He put up nothing. He was a -1 actually.
Oh, and they were like,
yeah, but apparently that was it for him. So I mean,
cool.
Yeah. So whatever. I don't know. He's back.
He's back and he looked good. So
yep, looked all right. So.
Yeah. Next one, some comments from Pat Verbeek this season so far. I'm assuming this was on his podcast, The Beaker. Or was this someone else?
Well, the comments I found were from Lisa Dillman there on OC Register, but the one quote did seem to stem from that, so I think that's kind of
okay. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to listen to that one yet, so but I would imagine even so, his comments would be largely similar anyways. So
yeah. So yeah. So I guess if it is the podcast directly, like I saw a clip and like there was like the overlap of at least a paragraph quote here.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I'm kind of assuming that's kind of based off. I could be totally wrong though. Either way, we got some comments from Pat Verbeek here.
Okay.
Past the quarter mark of the season as well. He was kind of doing his own reflection of it so far, kind of like we did. So he thought that the team would be close to 500 at this point.
Oh boy.
And
at least he's honest, hey?
Yeah. Obviously that is not where the Anaheim Ducks are currently. Mm-hmm. Right away though, in this article from Lisa Dillman though, the future of the coaching was brought up, like paragraph 2. It's brought up.
Okay.
And it does bring up last season, the Ducks and Pat Verbeek exercised the option on the contract of coach Dallas Eakins for an additional year on that contract. Verbeek was asked Tuesday about the future of his coach, and he answered non-committally is the description here.
Okay.
Quote, I haven't even really thought of that. Dallas and the coaching staff's mandate really has been the development of young players. Then it was going to be more measured on wins and, or I'm assuming it's supposed to be then it was going to be more measured on wins and losses. For that pause, if you're just listening, I was just grimacing really fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'm sure that quote is going to go over quite well for Anaheim Ducks fans.
You see, well,
because
let's think of the other two extremes. Because if he says, I have full confidence in Dallas Eakins, the fan base blows up. If he says, yeah, I don't think Dallas is the guy, I'll be looking for someone else probably.
I get it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, then Dallas Eakins does the thing that every teenager does in the last week of their summer job, where they just like piss around and don't really do anything and do like literally as little as possible, and maybe even like steal a couple bags of chips from their grocery store that they're working at. Not me, because I was a saint, but you know.
Yeah, sorry, I was just seeing what time it was because I thought Dallas Eakins has been doing that for the last since the start of October, the last 2 months.
Just you wait until he knows he's getting fired. Just wait.
But I mean, there's.
So it's a very like in the middle answer where it's like, yeah, I mean, for the fans, we might not bring back Dallas. I don't know. We haven't had that conversation. And then for Dallas, it's like, I don't know, like you still could have a job. Like you're doing all right. So it's a very political answer.
It definitely is a political answer. But yeah, I can just see that one sentence of I haven't even really thought of that. Could be
that's a lie. He's thought about the next coach, and he's thought about who the coach is going to be after that as well. Like that's a damn lie.
Yeah, I guess we've just put it out there what we're hoping those thoughts are, that we have no idea what they actually are.
Yeah.
If he hasn't actually thought of it though, I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
And that's putting it lightly. I am very fucking concerned. I am like smashing the panic button at this point.
Yeah.
Going, why the fuck is this thing not working? Did we not test it before we installed it?
What's the point of a panic button if it won't let me panic?
Exactly. Or what's the point of a panic button if it's only letting me panic and not
there you go.
The entire system, I guess.
There you go. Yeah. It's like, I feel like this is from like Community or some shit where someone goes to pull the fire alarm and the whole fire alarm just comes, like the whole like thing just comes off the wall. I feel like that's from Community. I feel like I've seen that. It's like the equivalent of that.
And then even the next part though of like Dallas and the coaching staff's mandate has been the development of young players. What development? I love that this article came out after we had our Monday episode.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like a kind of like a response to that episode in a way.
Yeah.
Because we talked about like, oh, hey, you know, the future of the coaching staff shouldn't look great. And we talked about the development or lack of maybe coming from the coaching staff, at least, to try to develop these guys. And obviously the wins and losses is coming into consideration. Like we talked about all three of those points, and all three of those points are hit in 2 sentences by Pat Verbeek. So it's like, okay, are you thinking about a coaching change? No, I haven't really thought of that. Okay, what do you like? There hasn't been a whole lot of development, or doesn't seem like there's been a whole lot of help to the young guys. Well, you know, that was their mandate, was to, you know, further the development of the young guys. And yeah, obviously, you know, Pat, you know, the wins definitely aren't there. Yeah, we understand that it was going to be measured on the wins and losses as well, though. But basically, yeah, I agree with you. The wins aren't there. It's like this feels like a response to the episode we just had, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then he also made some comments on the new guys as well, Strome, Vetrano, and Klingberg.
Yeah, so
Was he as non-committal about these guys as he was with the coaching?
not as much actually, which pleasant for me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe pleasant for us because it shows, yeah, we it's not just a like kind of what we've been seeing thing.
Yeah.
So just to recap as well, Verbeek brought in Strome and Vetrano on the first day of free agency. And then at the end of July, after firing his agent and hiring somebody new, John Klingberg, as in like Klingberg's agents, Klingberg signed a 1-year, $7 million contract with the Ducks at the end of July. So about a month into free agency at that point. Verbeek said, I've been fine with Strome and Vetrano. Obviously, Klingberg's had a rougher go of it. When I spoke to him, he really believes in himself and is betting on himself. Having said that, for his game, he's been trying to do too much out there versus trying to keep things a little more simpler.
You know, I really like that from Verbeek.
That's what I've been saying for the last 19 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously Strome and Vetrano have been fine. Like, that's everybody is in agreement on that. But I like the way that he phrased that for Klingberg, because it's like, yeah, he hasn't been great. He knows he hasn't been great. I know he hasn't been great. Everybody knows he hasn't been great. Yeah. But I think he can do better. And this is how if you just simplify it, just do simple and you'll be fine, Klingberg. It's almost like he was talking directly to him, you know? So I really like that.
Yeah, and the next two paragraphs, that's why I was kind of chuckling there. Because, like, again, this is just where, like, for me, it just validates my thoughts, right? And that I'm not, like, because there's definitely
just like pissing
times,
in the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's definitely times that, like, all of us as fans, right? Like, we would all, at some point, we'll all have that one opinion that everybody looks at us and goes, the fuck are you talking about? Are we like, are we watching the same thing, right? It definitely happens. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, the person who does say their opinion that everyone's like, what the hell are you saying kind of thing, it comes around to others. And sometimes, you know, it's, okay, no, I was totally looking at that the wrong way, right? It happens to everybody. So for myself, this is just validating to what I'm seeing, I guess. So anyway, what he says after, though, in terms of Klingberg here, when he's working the offensive blue line and he's trying to make that one extra move instead of getting the puck to the net, the one time he does get the puck to the net and then it goes in the net for the tying goal against Detroit. So there are things I want to see out of him, a more simplistic game.
Sorry, was this a Nate Thomas quote or a Pat Verbeek quote?
And now this part I haven't talked about as much, but I do agree. And finding the opportunity to join the rush when he can. He doesn't have to lead the rush all the time. He can join it.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good to see though that even the GM is like, kind of like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but also I spent $7 million on you this season. Like, it's got to be a bit better.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then anything else from Pat Verbeek?
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through if there's anything.
Actually, no. You have something here about the captaincy. Made a comment about that.
Yeah, so I guess it does kind of work. Yeah, it kind of works into the end of the article here a little bit more as well. Sorry, I guess really quick before that, he does talk very briefly about the special teams that everybody's been on. Quote, I hate to use the word terrible, but it's close to there.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, where are we here? Verbeek primarily likes what he's seen from the team's leading scorer, Troy Terry, and of late, rookie Mason McTavish. Now, I'm just going to stop mid-sentence there. He's liked what he's seen out of Mason McTavish.
Hell yeah.
So can we see more of him and not have him in fourth line minutes, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
I know Pat
Verbeek has an influence, but it's
not
his.
But I mean,
day-to-day call.
if the GM is liking what they're seeing out of a guy, let's maybe play the guy a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry to continue, but noted issues with Terry-Henrique-Zegras' consistency. Verbeek later said that there is no plan to name a captain this season and might wait a year or two. He does have a quote, like quotes after on these couple of guys. I think Troy Terry's been outstanding for us, starting to emerge and looks like a leader within our group, which, yes, 100%, 110% agree with that. Trevor's game has been up and down. Some nights really good. Some nights I'd like to see him more impactful. Yeah, I can agree with that too. For me, I'm looking for the consistency from him on a night-to-night basis. Yeah, that totally makes sense. I think Mason has earned his way, starting to earn his way into more ice time, and to earn his way into more special teams as far as the power play. So that's all good. So that's good. Can you just tell your coach to put him in those situations, please? Otherwise, he's not going to fucking do it. Jamie Drysdale, unfortunately, with his injuries, we'll have to wait on. We'll have to wait a little while for him. So that's really the only comment there. And then he was asked about Gibson as well. Although his stats are not very good, I've been really happy with John. He's competing hard every night. He's giving the team a chance to win. I'm not sure what else I can ask out of John Gibson. So, like, I'll have the bit of discrepancy there because, especially at the start of the season, there were a lot of not great games out of Gibson. But let's say in the last like 2 to 3 weeks, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It's been back to the John Gibson that we're used to seeing. And like not even over the last couple of years, like prior to the 1920 season, even, right? Where it's like more consistently better games than bad ones, I guess. Now we just have to shake off the it's either really good or really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
Let's get it to it's really good or it's average. Yeah. I'd be A-okay with average. So average would still get us winning games, I think, right? So
yeah, for sure. Or yeah, pretty close to anyways.
Yeah. So I'm just taking a look. Otherwise, yeah, no, he kind of talks about the future a little bit for the next bit. He talks about how, like specifically around the draft and that kind of thing. He's like, you look at the Colorado Avalanche, it took them a while, probably 10 years to win the cup.
Which is fair point. Same with Tampa Bay.
It took the Tampa Bay Lightning about that amount of time too, to finally punch through and win a cup. And just kind of like talking about, like you can get some guys through the draft. You also have to trade your way and sign free agents to turn the group around as well, which I think we started to see a little bit of that this year, right? With the Strome and Vetrano ones, especially.
Yeah.
There's just one interesting quote here, which like he's not wrong on, but he says, if you look at every franchise, all their key people are all signed for 8 years. None of the top players are moving anywhere. So we definitely see that with Strome because he signed was it a
5-year deal?
5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Who signed 6 or 7? Or am I just misremembering that?
I think you're just misremembering.
So what was Vetrano? It was 4?
I want to say 3, but it might be 4.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking the Strome one, just the 5 years, but that's still like, I mean, where Strome is in his career, that's still a decent amount of time.
Yeah, Strome and Gibson are the only guys signed for the next 5 years.
Okay, so obviously, let's hope that turns around with Terry-Zegras and Drysdale, at least.
Yeah. We've talked about this a lot already.
Yeah.
We have a lot of free agents coming up next year, and we will talk about it more later, but it's not going to be an issue because we have a ton of cap space and we have a ton of guys coming off their entry-level deals. And then soon we will have probably the most amount of money spent. Like, long term out of any team, rather than you have no money spent long term. So
yeah, exactly. The last quote that he has here, just to wrap this part up, is it a quick process? No, it's not. And at times it's downright painful. But it's the process. Along the way, you just have to make sure that you're putting building blocks in place to build a good culture, to build winning habits. And those are important things as you go along in this process.
Yeah.
When I look at that one, that's when I go back to the initial quotes about the coaching. That's where I'm like, okay, that's the only thing I can see right now, at least with this current iteration of the team, that could negatively affect that for the future. Right? Like you definitely have like some guys that you can build on to do that 100%. Right? Like we've already talked about Terry-Zegras, McTavish, throw Drysdale in there, Cam Fowler sticking around for a few more years, bringing in Strome and Vetrano, right? Those are awesome guys. John Gibson, as long as he's not, getting down on himself for the team, like we've seen him kind of do in game at least. Like you have the building blocks there for sure for a good culture, 100%, right? Which that is fantastic, right? And the winning habits as well. Like these are all also very, and not to say that like that there are guys in the NHL that aren't competitors, right? But all of like those guys that I named are competitors, right? Like it's only about that to them. Like it is their life, I guess, right? Like these guys love the act of competing, I guess. So, but just for like the building winning habits and that, I feel like at right now it's only up to the players because they're not getting the support outside of it, maybe as much as they could be. I'll say that. So,
yeah, which is fair.
Yeah, some definitely some interesting comments from Pat Verbeek though. Like I said, like, there's some that I definitely agree with. Some I'm kind of I'm on the fence about, and a couple I'm like, dude, what are you talking about then? So
yeah,
but that is to be expected, I guess, when you're checking out the quotes from the GM of the Anaheim Ducks. So, or of any team, I guess, for that matter.
Yeah, for sure. So, let's get to. We have one more piece of news actually before.
Okay, sorry, I was just gonna say, was there anything like out of all of that kind of stuck out to you that you wanted to talk a little bit more on, or?
No, I think I said everything that I did have to say about that. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
So yeah, before we jump ahead to upcoming games, like I was going to do, about the reverse retro jerseys, you have some notes here on those.
Oh yeah, so yes, the Ducks are going to be wearing their reverse retro jerseys for the entirety of this road trip.
It's pretty cool.
We're gonna see this beautiful thing right here 3 more times in a row, which is awesome. We've worn it already against Nashville, which I was trying to do a little bit of some history research as I had the Ducks game on, and I had the Ducks game on this screen and I had class on this screen, and I'm still trying to also research while paying attention to my class while trying to watch the game at the same time. I try my best at multitasking. Let's go with that. As far as I could tell, though, actually, the original Mighty Ducks look and the mustard colored Nashville jersey that the reverse retro is based on, those two original jerseys never were on the ice at the same time, actually.
Interesting.
Which I found a little bit interesting because both of those jerseys were worn in both of those jerseys were worn at the same time for a span of 5 years between 2001 and 2006. So I was kind of surprised actually that they never crossed paths. So as far as I could tell, if somebody has a picture of a game that the mustard jersey from Nashville and the original white Mighty Ducks is being worn, please throw it my way. I'd still love to see it. And be proven wrong. But as far as I could find, actually, this is the first time that these looks, whether the original or the reverse retro, ever came head to head. So
cool. Very interesting.
Just a fun little tidbit kind of thing. So, yeah, the Mighty Ducks obviously wore theirs from 93 until 2006, where they then changed to the Anaheim Ducks branding and the colors that we know now. That year, 2006, 2007, winning the Stanley Cup. Nashville introduced the Mustard Cat, as I've heard it be called, in 2001 and wore it until 2007. So
cool.
Yeah.
And then this game against Dallas here, I think we mentioned this one before about it being a reverse retro matchup.
But back-to-back reverse retro matchups, and Dallas does have a very nice one this season as well. I do quite enjoy it. It's a hell of a lot better than their first attempt at the reverse retro program.
Mine's better, yeah.
So I'm very excited to see this. And actually, you know what? Let me just double check, because I'm fairly certain that these jerseys cross paths, but let me double check that. In the meantime, though,
be surprised
if you want to talk about Stars for a quick second while I take a look at this.
Oh, sure. I was also just going to say, I was pleasantly surprised when this was a reverse retro matchup. Like, I had no idea that Nashville was wearing theirs for this game.
I don't think really anybody did. It seemed like it was a bit of a surprise for some reason.
It wasn't just me then, but that's cool. Not mad about it for sure.
Unless we all just kind of missed out on it. But
yeah, well, I know we did look at it when the schedules got announced, and the only one that we came across was Dallas and Anaheim, like, would be a reverse retro matchup, and none of the other ones seemed like they were going to be. So yeah, potentially maybe they were supposed to wear it against Colorado or Columbus, and then instead they wore it against Anaheim. Maybe that was the case. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but
yeah, that could be. I will double check actually. Anyway, for the Stars and the Ducks, yes, this matchup actually saw each other tons, we'll say, in comparison.
Oh yeah.
As this jersey was first worn by the Minnesota North Stars, the season or 2 seasons before they moved to Dallas. So in 91 to 93, obviously the Ducks weren't around yet, but that's when Dallas's jersey was first introduced. And then 93 to 1999, Dallas continued to wear these jerseys. Obviously, your Anaheim Ducks coming into the league in 93 as well. So about 6 seasons there that these two jerseys clashed, but now just in modern colors. So I still think this will be a great looking matchup, to say the least.
For sure.
And the next games that we'll be playing against them are against wearing the reverse retros, obviously Minnesota, which I do wish it was a North Stars and Mighty Ducks matchup. That would have been a great look.
Yeah.
And Winnipeg, they can't be wearing their reverse retros because otherwise it's white versus white. But it would still be fun, I guess, just for me, because I love that jersey so much. It'd be nice if like Winnipeg just wore their retro jerseys, like the Navy old school, like Solani era Jets jerseys. So that'd be fun. So I don't know. Maybe I got to double check if they're wearing them. But okay, so here, Nashville.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything personally about their jersey schedule, but doesn't mean that it wasn't gonna happen. So
oh, that's not strong relation. Oh no, that's the first reverse retro.
Yeah, it's the problem now, is it brings up both when you try and Google them.
Oh, it's because I pulled up an old search result that was like concept.
Oh yeah.
2022. Here we go. Because the NHL kind of like had their own articles for each team.
Not all of them had the schedule though, which was the issue, so.
This jersey, by the way, I would have loved this one a little bit more, I think, if they listened to their fans and went with a navy version of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still an upgrade over the mustard color, but yeah.
It is for sure. And I was going to say, and if you were to take this old school template, put the modern logo on the front, this would be a hell of a lot better than what you can see just behind me here. So, like, not that this isn't a great jersey. This one just feels a lot less overall. And don't get me wrong, I like simple, but this feels too simple, I guess, compared to something like this. And I kind of expect something a little bit more bold out of Nashville overall.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and assume
there is a jersey schedule here. Yeah, so it was supposed to be worn on the 26th versus Columbus.
Oh, okay.
So that could be
it
could be the reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that 100% makes sense. So, okay. Well, now let's move on to upcoming games, which we've already told you who we're playing and that we will be wearing the reverse retros. But to get into a little more details on the times and actually what these matchups will look like, Thursday we will be playing Dallas at 5:30 Pacific time. So either take a couple hours off or however much time you need off to be able to catch that game, since it's a little earlier of a start than you're used to, and or just race home, whatever you need to do.
Race home.
Yeah, get that paid. Get paid. Get that salary. Get that money.
Get that paper.
There you go. We haven't played the Stars yet this year, have we? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I feel like I would remember that because we probably would have gotten shelled. But also, maybe that's why I forgot about it. Actually, here, no, I have it. I always forget that we have our score predictions, which happens to have all the teams we played against. Yeah, no, we haven't played Dallas yet. So first time facing Dallas this year, largely similar to the lineup they iced last year.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Jason Robertson just signed a new monster deal. What was it, 9.65?
Yeah, and he's just been a monster.
Yeah, just absolutely insane. Ottinger and Wedgwood, and very similar roster, and they are doing quite well this season.
First in the Central Division, are they not?
I believe so. Yeah, I just don't know their record. 13-6-4, 30 points. Good. Ooh. Also for sixth in the league. So in 23 games played. Yeah, they're doing all right. It's gonna be a tough one, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're 6-2-2 at home. Their goal differential right now is a +22. And their last 10 are 5-2-3. So they've been definitely getting points over the last little bit here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then I don't think they have any. Nope, they've got. They played St. Louis Monday, 2 days off. Then they play us, and then 2 days off before Minnesota as well. So well rested. Start of a homestand, a 5-game homestand for Dallas. With that stuff in mind, Nate, and I will share our little predictions spreadsheet here as well. Also, we did not do well against Seattle. We were both very pessimistic.
Yeah,
on these ones.
I mean, we got the team right, but
yeah, and Nashville, you got the team. I got the spread, I suppose.
I got Anaheim. I got Anaheim's goals right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm trying to find the positives here this season. Remember.
For Dallas, what do you think is going to go on here?
I'm taking a look. I'm going to go for a blend between my Seattle-Nashville games in the sense of it's going to be a 2-goal spread, but Dallas will have 4 goals, so I'm going to call 4-2 for Dallas.
4-2 for Dallas. All right.
Which as a decent fantasy manager, I guess I'd be I'd be a little bit happy with, because I do have Jake Ottinger in at least one of my 3 leagues.
There you go. So I think that +22 goal differential is not an accident. And I'm very scared of the firepower that Dallas has, especially against our defense. So I think 6.
Our defense.
I'm saying 6 goals scored against. I mean, maybe throwing an empty netter there. 5, still not great. But I think Anaheim shows up to play in this one. We'll say 6. I mean, this is still a 3-goal loss, but if you throw an empty netter in there, it's not quite so bad. I think 6-3 Dallas.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling here. Okay, we'll pull this off for just a second while we talk about the Minnesota Wild, who we have also not played yet this season. And they are also doing very well.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
They are what? Okay, never mind. Well, they're 10-9-2, 22 points in 21 games on the season. Good for fourth in the Central and third in the wild card spot, just a point behind Calgary there. Again, slow start really hurt them. I think they've really picked it up. I don't know. Maybe you have their last 10. Nate, you seem to be able to find that, and I can't. So
Yeah, Minnesota's last 10 are 5-4-1.
okay.
At home, however, 5-6-1 this season.
Interesting.
The road has been their friend at 5-3-1 on the road.
Oh, okay. Also recently acquired Ryan Reeves. Should mention that.
For a 5th round pick after being sat for 8 games, I think, by the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't know how long, but yeah, so it was the 5th. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just like, why are they? They have Nick Delorier. Do they not?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's in Philadelphia now.
Right. Okay, that makes more sense now. Because I'm like, yeah, for a second, it's kind of slipped my mind, and I was like, you have Nick Delorier there. I mean, don't get me wrong, Bash Brothers of Ryan Reeves and Nick Delorier, if that was the case. But
yeah,
I'm like, that's what you're going out to. Like, it's 5th round pick, sure, whatever. I was
like, that's who you're making a roster spot for?
On? Yeah, like, all right.
I did lie. We have actually played Minnesota once already this season, 4-1 loss to them. That was back. Oh God, when was that? Our spreadsheet is nice, but it doesn't show the actual time that we played these teams.
I feel like that was like early in the season.
It was fairly early. No, actually, no, just a couple weeks ago. Literally 3 weeks ago to the day. We did a watch long for it. That's right.
Right.
Right. Did we? Or did we do a post game show?
No, I think we. Oh, no, I think we did a post game show for it.
Yeah. Anyways, lost 4-1 at Honda Center on November 9th. There. So
I know I got into it with the a little bit with the Soda Pod, the Minnesota show on the Hockey Podcast Network a little bit though.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because
all in good fun.
what made me think of it was Sam Steele, and I was like, oh yeah, didn't he score against us? But I don't remember. I guess I could look to see if he did. I don't think he did in that game. No. No, he did not. He might have just had a good play. But yeah, anyways, Sam Steele is actually currently centering Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello. So he may score against us. Matt Boldy's having a phenomenal season.
Well, Steele was playing like 3rd, 4th line minutes for us.
Yeah, right? I think they have injuries? Or maybe it's just the chemistry. Yeah. No, I think it's just
kind of the chemistry thing.
They've got like tons of young guys coming in, like Connor DeWar, Mason Shaw. Like they've stepped in on entry level deals, which obviously Minnesota needs with the dead cap they have. But
Matt Boldy as well has been.
Yeah. Oh, Kalen Addison has been phenomenal. 3rd pairing, but he's like power play specialist, like literally the definition of a power play specialist. So
yeah.
And then Marc-Andre Fleury and currently Zane McIntyre is the backup goalie with Philip Gustafson listed as day-to-day, which is good because I think he's the one who beat us a couple weeks ago. I mean, not good that he's day-to-day, right?
But that he's not going to be the guy that we have to face. Sorry, really quickly for me, again, being a bit of a Fleury fanboy. Oh yeah, right. We got Fleury and Reeves back together again. This is going to be fun.
Yeah. So how much fun do you think the Ducks are going to have here?
Oof.
And that is a sarcastic fun.
Well, okay. To be fair to the Ducks, at least that game was just a 3rd period collapse, if I'm remembering that correctly off the top of my head. Just everything went south. It was a 1-1 game, like getting into this 3rd period there.
Kirill Kaprizov tied it at 1-1 with about 3.5 minutes to go in the second, and then it was Dumba 141 in, Kaprizov on the power play, 2 minutes after that, and then about halfway through Cramarosa with the nail in the coffin to make it 4-1. So, yes, good memory.
Yeah, I'm gonna some things I can remember.
Yeah.
Oh man, what do I? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stray off the tracks a little bit here.
Okay.
Anaheim.
Oh boy.
3-2, but it's an overtime or a
Of
shootout.
course. Anytime it's a 1-goal win by Anaheim, it's an overtime or shootout.
Yeah.
It's just implied at this point. I am gonna go with history repeats, and I'm gonna say 4-1 Minnesota.
All right.
I
feel like I'm probably gonna be wrong on that one, but I don't know. I'm gonna give it a little bit to them this time. To the Ducks.
This is also the first half of a back-to-back for Minnesota. They played Dallas on the road on Sunday. I guess we didn't even mention this game is at noon. 11 Pacific time, noon.
11 a.m. Pacific.
11 a.m. Pacific time in Minnesota. So very early. Get up. Get up hungover from your Friday night adventures and.
Oh, I was gonna say just get up and crack open your Saturday morning beer, but that might just be a me thing.
Potentially, yeah.
And pop a squat on the couch and watch the Ducks in Minnesota just try to beat each other's face in, because that's apparently what they do.
Yeah,
over the last few games. So,
with this being the first half of a back-to-back, do you think you play Fleury against Dallas, the team that is in your division and without a doubt the tougher game, and then you give? I'm assuming rookie Zane McIntyre, again, assuming his first NHL start
against Anaheim.
Against
yeah, that does make sense to me. Actually, I think. Unfortunately, Anaheim being the lesser team at the moment, so that does make sense.
Oh no, he's played 8 games. Started 3 already, so far from his first NHL start, but 0 wins, 4 losses, and 1 overtime loss for Zane McIntyre. 3.97 goals against average and an .858 save percentage.
Allie heard us talking about goaltenders, and she's in the chat now with a quack.
Yeah.
Allie, I can't find your tag on Instagram. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm just going to say leave it to the Ducks to be the team that grants a rookie goaltender his first NHL win. I'm just going to... Yeah. That makes me very confident in my 4-1 prediction here.
There you go.
And the Ducks will be busy, which means we will have a lengthy episode probably on Sunday.
Great.
Yeah. So, Sunday at Winnipeg to wrap up this 4-game little 4-game road trip. Sorry. This game, again, crack open your Sunday beer. As soon as you get home from brunch and after crushing 4 mimosas, or is that just me? Noon Pacific time.
That's me. That's me on Christmas.
Well, you can do whatever you want on Christmas.
True.
You could stay up all night drinking rum and eggnog if you wanted. No one's going to care.
I can only do like a glass of that, like a glass of eggnog as a whole.
Yeah.
I guess you know me. I'm not a crazy eggnog guy. I let's put it this way. I can have more of it if there's some nice spiced rum in it. But
there you go. Yeah. This will be not a back-to-back situation for the Jets, so we will probably get the brick wall Connor Hellebuck in net. And
just hope for big save Dave. with the way he's been playing lately.
Yeah, right. Yes. Just hope that this is a scheduled game. Like, Anaheim, we got to get Riddick into one of these. I mean, Winnipeg does have a back-to-back later in the week. It goes Anaheim, Florida, and then St. Louis and Chicago are the back-to-back later in the week, both on the road. So maybe they are going to be looking to get Riddick into a game before then, since I don't know when the last time he played was. And
I am pulling it up right now.
Anaheim or Columbus on the Friday before would be prime candidates for Riddick to get a game there.
David Riddick, who, by the way, this season has played. Oh no, it doesn't have his games played. 4 games played. 3-1 on the season,
Oh, really?
but has a 277 goals against and an 890 save percentage.
Oh, okay. So it was more Winnipeg outscoring Riddick's,
Yeah,
like outscoring the problem of Riddick.
yeah, I think so. Riddick's last game, November 21st against Carolina. The Jets won that game. I'm not sure what the score was, but Riddick had an 889 save percentage.
It was a 4-3
in a game
win.
that went to overtime. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 4-3. So
yeah,
I mean,
it has been a bit since he's played. So yeah, maybe Riddick does get thrown into the game versus the Ducks there, actually, just to get him ready for back-to-back situations. So
yeah, at that point it would be almost 2 weeks since his last start if he doesn't start against Columbus on Friday. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, either way, with where the Ducks are in the standings, it's hard to say, oh, I would prefer to have this goaltender because, like,
yeah,
is it really going to matter?
We would prefer to have no goaltender, please. Thank you.
Yeah. And even then, I don't like our chances. But yeah, I mean, the Jets are who the Jets are. Cole Perfetti, it's been great. Blake Wheeler, I tried to trade for him last week in a fantasy league. Deal fell through, and now the price has gone way up after he's had he had 4 points last night, like a hat trick and an assist, and then 2 assists the game before that, and 2 assists the game before that one. So he's lighting it up now. Is the point?
Rough.
Yeah. Not just for my fantasy outlook, but for the Ducks playing them as well.
Yeah.
Josh Morrissey, I have heard people call him Josh Norrisy, and he has been putting on a pretty stellar season there.
Yeah, he's been all right.
It started as a meme, and now it's maybe not quite so much.
Yeah.
So the Jets are a tough team. The Central is not going to, it's not fun to visit here. Second in the division, 1 point behind Dallas with a 14-6-1 record in 21 games played. Just absolutely disgusting. A 690 save percentage. Holy shit, calm down.
Or point percentage, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Which isn't even that good compared to like Boston and New Jersey, but
yeah,
I digress on that.
I feel like we gotta, well, actually, no, you've unfortunately visited Winnipeg, and we do have a couple friends from there. I feel like it's not even unfortunate just to like go to visit the Jets. I feel like it's just unfortunate to go visit Winnipeg.
Well, yeah, because you got to drive in because Winnipeg doesn't have an airport, so that's really shitty. But
apparently they do. I have not seen any evidence otherwise besides people just saying, no, there is one actually.
Yeah. Why would people say there's no airport if they had an airport? That doesn't even make sense.
Exactly.
They obviously don't have an airport.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So visiting Winnipeg, just a bad idea all around.
And visiting there in the middle, or early December even. Oof, that's gonna be
God,
brutal.
Didn't even think about that.
God, get ready for us to come back to play Carolina, and the entire team just has like a sinus infection from going from like the minus 40, I'm gonna assume Celsius, to like the, I don't know, what is it? You know what? We're just gonna pull up. Welcome to the Quack Report weather section of the show,
where we pull up weather and then convert it to Fahrenheit because we use Celsius up here.
Okay, Celsius to Fahrenheit.
This is where we need the the weather background. Like you gotta put on like a what's the t-shirt suit tuxedo thing? What are those things called? Like a t-shirt, but it's got a tuxedo on it. What's that called? It's got a weird name.
A great fucking idea that more people need to utilize. I know exactly what you're talking about. But I have no other name for it otherwise.
We need to up our production value. We need to get one of us one of those, and then we need to get a green screen, and we need to point at and be like, and then if you look over here, this warm front coming in means it's just going to be really warm. And the cold front up here means it's going to be really cold in Winnipeg.
God, no wonder everybody's depressed in fucking Winnipeg more than just the city itself. Sunday, we're really going to get to the weather aspect of it. Sunday, Winnipeg is expecting 3 hours of sunlight.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
Oh boy, get out your vitamin D supplements, boys.
Feeling like minus 19 Celsius, which for the Fahrenheit folk is
Frickin' cold.
-2 Fahrenheit.
If it's minus Fahrenheit, you know it's chilly.
Yeah, exactly. And then let's take a look at where it is in Anaheim right now.
Just for comparison's sake.
If it'll load here. Come on.
I'm gonna guess plus 19 Celsius. That's my guess.
Plus 12 right now.
Okay.
So 12. So yeah, okay. So
but also it's nighttime, so it's obviously chilly.
Yeah, 12 to negative 19, I guess, for like right now to Sunday comparison. Actually, here let's keep it with Sunday. Sunday in Anaheim is expected to have a few showers, plus 17 Celsius. Which I guess Anaheim people 17. Oh God, no, that's not what I'm looking for. 62 degrees down to -2 degrees. So a 64 degree Fahrenheit difference there.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you think this is going to affect the Ducks on Sunday?
Again, Winnipeg is just a depressing place to play. You have a depressed team like the Ducks right now, so the score I think is just going to be depressing as well. I'm going to go 5-2 on this game.
5-2.
Though I may have to make a correction on it depending on who the starting goalie is.
That's fair.
I was going to assume Connor Hellebuck though.
Yeah. Again, depending on who the starting goalie is, but I am going to assume Riddick. And so this is tough because I want to predict like a 4-0 loss, but also I think Anaheim's not going to go. Well, I mean, I guess they do have a point on the road trip already. I was going to say, we got to give them at least 1 point.
Yeah, and I was going to say offhand, unless I'm getting confused, the Ducks haven't been shut out yet this season.
No, they have not.
They have. Oh no, Vegas 4-0.
Oh right, yeah.
We've been shut out once this year, which okay. There's another positive for the episode, for another episode today, everybody.
Yeah. You know what? I think for Winnipeg, this is the definition of a trap game. They might play Riddick. It's going to be early and like up in Canada, you got to get up like super early to start your car. I mean, I guess most of these guys probably have like garages and heated cars and all that remote start, all that shit. But like, I don't know, just getting up like that early on a cold Sunday morning is just like depressing if you're from here. So I think they're just going to come to the rink there and be like, I don't really care. Like, it's going to be the Ducks. Like, we'll show up. We'll probably win anyways. And Riddick's a net, but like, he'll be fine. Classic trap game. I'm going 3. Nope, not 21. No, fat finger that one. 3-1 for
3-21.
3-1 Anaheim.
All right. Say Rick Bowness is just going to charge into the locker room. The fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Wake him up. Oh. Okay, I have a quick question for Allie in the comments here. What is hot toddies?
Hot, yeah.
Because she has hot toddies over or is greater than eggnog.
Hot toddies.
I've never heard that.
And she will probably correct me because this is literally just a Google search. Classic hot toddy is whiskey, honey, lemon juice, and a cinnamon stick. Is that not something you drink when you have a cold? It's a tea. It's a hot beverage. Why are we even comparing this? It's wild.
Okay, I'm not much of a whiskey person, but that sounds decent, actually.
I mean, it does sound good, but like it's not even comparable to eggnog. We're not even in the same ballpark. We're not even in the same league. We're talking like hot toddies is like the unkept, like untrimmed, weed infested, like ballpark at like across the street from like the shitty rundown school in like a small town. And eggnog is like, Oxford University ballpark.
That was a fucking description and a half.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know. Wait, no, I kind of switched to schools halfway through. It's like, what's the place? Why am I blanking on the name of like where the of the stadium in New York?
Madison Square Garden?
No, the baseball stadium.
Oh, Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that was dumb of me. Thank you.
Or what's
Isn't there also MetLife Stadium? Is that in?
is that what it is? I was actually just gonna check like what's the New York Mets stadium?
Yeah, MetLife
MetLife
Stadium.
Stadium?
I don't know. One of them. Take your pick. Both of them are good.
City Field.
Sure.
That's what it is. Yeah, City
Yeah.
Field.
Okay.
Go Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. Anyways.
Fuck the Yankees, but
Oh, Ali says correct.
but then says
Take
take
it
it
back.
back. Incorrect.
Oh.
Probably your take on like it's not the thing to go for.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess yeah, there was a comment earlier that we'll get to here from Ali. So I guess really quickly, seeing the time that we're at, burn through this gulls update, get to some what's quacking here.
Yeah.
Do we have our seagulls? We have our seagull sounds?
I forgot. No.
Fuck, man.
I know I'm a letdown.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Mine. All right, your Gulls have played like shit the last week as well. Losing 4-1 to the Coachella Valley Firebirds, 5-2 to the 10th place in the division in the Henderson Silver Knights. And they are currently playing the Colorado Eagles, in which Ali informs us that they are currently down 2-1 against. So, next up. No. Next up, back-to-backs on December 2nd and 3rd at home versus the second place in the division, Calgary Wranglers. Your Gulls are currently sitting 9th in the division with a 6-13-0 record. Your top 5 players tied for points in 5th spot, Braden Tracy and Oli Ulevi both with 11. Nicholas Brouillard sitting 4th with 14. Danny O'Regan and Bo Grew with 15 each, and Rocco Grimaldi leading the way with 19 points there.
Hell yeah.
Goaltending, Lucas Dostal is just still continuing to play well again, I guess. We'll say 17 games played now, 2.71 goals against, which is still feels high as a goals against, but I feel a little bit better when I look at the save percentage of a 0.917. So the dude is getting shelled, I think. But
that's kind of what that says to me, yeah.
Yes. So, okay. So here, wait, 17 games, and he's had 482 shots against. So yeah, he's averaging about 28 shots a game. Or 29, I guess, with the rounding, because you can't have a partial shot.
Yeah.
Ole Eriksson Ek, 5 games this season now, a 441 goals against and 865 save percentage. So yeah, that is your Gulls update for the week.
Nice. And now we get to the duck sound, which I do have on the keyboard.
All right, so we will save the original thing that I had for what's quacking for next week. But we do have a question here in the chat from the Ronarchy that we said we would get to here. That took up a lot more of the screen than I anticipated.
Yeah,
a question
hello,
for the
I'm still here.
A question for the end of the episode. If the Ducks decide to go back to the mighty logo after this season, fingers crossed. Yes, I agree with you there. What color scheme would you like to accompany it? A return to the purple and teal, stick with the black and orange. Take the opportunity for a new one. My vote is to combine the two from history for a new future, purple and orange. Great show tonight, guys. I'll finish listening in the morning when the pod releases. I feel like a lot of people would love the original colors back, and as much as I would as well, because I still think they're timeless, and like you see that color palette anywhere and you just think Anaheim Ducks or Mighty Ducks, at least, right? I feel like that's the way to go. However, if we're being realistic about it at the same time, the Mighty Ducks logo becoming the full-time crest again I feel like is already really pushing what the Samuelis would do. From what I've heard, it's in part due to family reasons. Actually, I think it's one of their kids was part of the design process for the original rebrand to the Anaheim Ducks, so that's why they're
Gotcha.
not listening fully to what the fans want, I guess, in that respect.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Mighty Duck cresting might be as far as we get. That being said, having seen the reverse retro jersey, if we can go back to the original look, I guess, with the modern colors, or hell, even the concepts that have been going around of taking like the alternate jersey now and making a white version of it, I could definitely live with that. It's way better than the current road and home jerseys, in my opinion. Carter, your thoughts, I guess, before I get to the purple and orange comment here.
Well, actually, I'm just going to jump right there because I fully agree. I think the purple and orange would be a sick color palette to return to. I think, I think what I had first thought it was when you did a mock-up of what a potential Reverse Retro 2 could do. And it's, if anyone listens to the Late Arrivals podcast, it was based off of that jersey that their logo is based off of. But yeah, I think a purple and orange could look really sick together. Maybe not quite as dark, but also you don't want to go like King's purple either.
Yeah.
So maybe you could get away with the dark one. It's just if you wanted to do like a black jersey with that dark purple and the orange, it would be a little tough. You might have to lighten it a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
But any sort of purple that's not the like bright purple, and then I think keep the orange the way it is. I think that would be a sick color palette. It would be very bold. But I think you could do it really well. Actually, you could probably do a purple base with just like a hint of orange, and then have like essentially like this, or like our current third alternate jersey as like the orange base with some purple. Like you could have some fun with it that way.
So would you care to see what that might look like? Because funny enough, the idea of the combining eras to create something new for the purple and orange was something that I had for like one of my first jersey concepts. Like once I had the program and tools to be able to do this kind of stuff, that's not just like a little sketch kind of thing. Oh yeah, we're still talking about it, Ron Archie there. I'm just seeing you in the chat though. I got something for you actually. You came in at a perfect time. I was just saying that I had actually kind of thought of this purple and orange idea before, and I do have a mock-up of my thought on it actually. And so here you go. Just a little bit of something. My girlfriend thinks it's a little bit stripy, but my idea behind this one is it's kind of the blend of like you get the color blend, right, of the original Mighty Purple, the current orange, with that logo. You get you can call it kind of almost a ghosted shoulder yoke, right? Of like how like the modern home jersey is, like the one that's behind Carter there. And I took the kind of like the arm stripes are from that first black alternate jersey from 2003. And kind of that idea. So like there's a few jerseys kind of blended into this one. So kind of taking the past and present eras and putting them together. So this is one of my favorite ones that I've done, not even just for a Ducks one, but and I think when I originally submitted this as well to Aesthetics as well, this was like the first concept that I got put up there as well. I did a home and away version of this, and then I did it was more in the vein of like the original Mighty Ducks look, but with the more curved striping, I guess, of like the first Anaheim Ducks go around. That was orange based with the purple accents to it. And I forget what the third one was exactly. But yeah, so that was a concept that came out, 2 years ago now or something like that. So I was really excited when I saw your comment here on Archie and that idea, because I was like, I have that actually on my desktop. Because just a fun little thing for me, like late at night when I'm done like banging my head on the desk for schoolwork, at this point over the last couple of weeks is I've been transferring a bunch of my favorite concepts onto this template in specific, just to make a new wallpaper for myself. I was going to put like all like my favorite concept from each of the 32 teams that I've done at least and make a wallpaper out of it. So I had this one readily available actually, like right on my desktop. So
nice. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was just giddy as a schoolgirl, I guess, when I saw your comment there and your idea.
Well, the Ronak, he does approve. He says that is awesome. So, and then also says, I would wear the crap out of that jersey all over the Kings country. I live it. Nice. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah. No, I think that color scheme could work really well. And like obviously people want to move on from the current color scheme. And I think maybe the Samuelis might consider it if it was like a blend. But also going back to the original, purple and green, purple and jade. It's a great color scheme, but it is dated. Like I love the 90s as much as the next guy,
disagree
but like,
there. Hard disagree there. I think it still works today. I think it still very much works.
I'm not saying I hate it. Like I think I still love it. I'm just saying it's retro. Like, and the kids that they're trying to market this to, like the people Zegras' age and younger who are like coming up and growing up and learning to love the Ducks and hockey, they're going to be like, oh my God, that's like so 90s. Like my fucking parents would wear that. It's gross. I'm not wearing that.
No. This is the perfect age. No. Trust me. This is the perfect age that you do that turnaround on, actually, because these are all the kids that are now becoming adults. It's like if you're looking at it from a business perspective, these are these are the kids now that are adults that have adult money that they are either like just have to spend or probably shouldn't be spending on this, but they're going to, such as myself.
Yeah, well, all they have to do is slap the Mighty Duck on it, and we'll buy it. Exhibit A, they put it on an orange jersey. They put the Mighty Duck, and we threw money at them like it was growing on trees. It's the Mighty Duck that gets us. It's not the colors. It's the colors that get the new generation.
But it's going to be the colors as well, because these are the kids that grew up on the Mighty Ducks movies, where that's where you got that start from, right?
Yeah. So I'm saying if you do this logo, you don't need to go back to the original colors. You can do whatever color. They could just do like black and white. If it had the Mighty Duck logo on it, I would buy it. Like everybody would buy it.
The Kings would sue.
Well, yes. Okay. Black and white was a terrible example.
But I get what you mean. Yeah.
You could pick hot pink and like neon blue and put the Mighty Duck on that jersey and people would buy it. There, that's a better example. That's what I think, anyways.
Hold on a second here. I'm trying to pull up evidence to rebuttal
of the purple and green color scheme.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
if you can find me someone who is between the ages of 13 and 17 wearing that color scheme and it's not an original Ducks jersey, I would be shocked.
Okay, that's not exactly what I'm trying to find.
Okay, but that's my point. If that's like the people who, or we'll just say anyone under 17. Yeah, I don't think any of that group or demographic would willingly wear those colors.
No, I think they would, just because those jerseys, like even the little kids sizes are still so hard to find, and if they are available, they're a pretty penny.
Yeah.
I thought okay, this is a bit too much of a close-up, but let's take a look at this here for a second. It doesn't give us an exact full picture idea, but John Gibson in the original Mighty Duck look.
Yeah.
And it still fucking goes hard today, I think.
Yeah, no, I still think it looks great. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't think that, like, we think it looks great, and that's fine. But anybody like that is significantly younger than us that didn't grow up on the Mighty Ducks, I don't think will agree. That's what I think.
I'm not sure. Because I feel like I feel like the area of Anaheim maybe even has almost a weird advantage to it where, especially with something like Disney Plus and the Mighty Ducks series even going on, which apparently is just having its series finale, so I can finally start to watch that season.
Mhm.
Like that stuff is just prevalent and pushed on something like Disney Plus, right? So hey, there's movies that are similarly named or named after the NHL team. Let's check it out, kind of thing, right? So those kids even watch it. They watch D3, where the Mighty Ducks kids team comes out wearing the NHL uniforms, right? I don't know. I got to disagree. I think that's still something that they would be into as well.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Yeah.
that being said, though, if they stick with the modern colors and just go the Mighty Duck logo route, it does still work. I think really out of everything, it's the logo,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
that transcends all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
The
Which is kind of
the
what the
full
point I was making
send,
with like the hot
yeah,
pink and the neon blue, but you put that logo on it, like it's gonna
yeah.
sell. So.
The full send of it, I think, would work overall because I think it's still something that a lot of people have been asking for years.
Yeah, it would
However,
work
though,
as a
with
retro jersey though.
how I was gonna say, however, with like the orange version of it being around for as long as it has been, um, even just look at the hype of like the reverse retro jersey, where a lot of people thought that it was gonna be like that soft test of a white version of the alternate,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It will still work in the modern colors, I think.
Yeah.
So for me though, it's that if you go back to those original colors, like those are distinctly Ducks colors, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at orange and black, and a lot of people like the copper is that difference between the Ducks and the Flyers,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah. So
like
yeah.
even it's just like across different sports, like that eggplant and teal is distinctly Ducks. Like no one else
Oh,
really
absolutely.
runs
Yeah.
with that. So
Yeah. No, for sure. But yeah, anyways, to wrap up the Ronarchy's question here, the orange and purple would be sick to go back to. So
I'm
thank you for
very,
the question.
yeah,
We're glad that you brought it up.
I am I am very appreciative that you and I actually had a bit of a discussion, argument, whatever you want to call it, over jerseys. That makes me very happy. You know I love this shit.
Oh yes. Yeah. All right. Well, if anyone else wants to weigh in on the whole jersey discussion and answer the Ronarchy's question as well, you can do that at Quack Report Pod on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. You can also find us at Quack Report Pod.
I think I might have to make it a poll actually as well.
Oh yeah, do it.
Just
on
if
Twitter,
the Ducks go back to the Mighty Duck full time, would you prefer the modern colors or the old school?
Yeah. Nate, if people want to praise your jersey concept, where can they do that at?
You can do that on Twitter at Tatenamas, Tatenhomas. I posted my first concept actually today, in a while at least.
Nice.
And if you're gonna kind of return to that thing, why not go right into the deep end and try an original six franchise? I attempted the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, nice.
So far reception's actually been decent to it, a lot more than my New York Rangers one that I had posted on Aesthetics as well. If you want to go check out some more of my work that maybe hasn't been on Twitter, you can head over to Aesthetics there, and I have concepts through their showcase as well. So
nice. And if you want to tweet at me, you can do that at Carter_Potts, POTTS_97. Feel free to just light up my DMs with how unfashionable I am and how I don't know what kids these days are wearing and how the purple and teal is actually a fantastic color scheme. At Carter_Potts_97.
Yes.
What's up?
And sorry, really quickly, actually, Ronarchy brings up a great point here. Zegras is wearing the old school colors in a lot of the promo for the Chell commercials.
Yeah, but he's forced to wear that, isn't it? It's not like
I don't know for that, because I mean, like in the cover picture, he's wearing the alternate jersey, right, which is the orange base.
Yeah.
But in like the other TV commercials and whatnot, he's got like it's the old school like silver with the yellow sticks logo.
Mhm.
And his shorts are actually shorts that I've looked at buying before.
He has it down here too.
Yeah, soft plug on bench clearers. I got a couple of their jersey tanks. They're awesome. But the shorts are the retro colors. So, and that's not something that the Ducks sell. Like that's something that either like the people at EA or Zegras himself had to go out of their way to get as well. So
yeah, well, I don't. I've made my point. I'm done talking about it. So
I'm not. We're going for another hour just talking about the eggplant and jade versus the orange, black, and copper.
We're cutting it off. Light up my DMs if you want, at Quack Report Pod. Thank you to everyone who made it all the way to the end of the episode. We really appreciate it. We will be back on Monday to talk about some more games. And in the meantime, have a good one and go Ducks go.
Eggplant and jade is superior.